all of you, living by the truth that all rules of this universe are my rules, and with the blessings of the divine. So let's take this question answer series forward. The medium which we created in order to bring awareness in the lives of people and make them gain clarity on what they have to exactly look out for. See, most of the people suffer in life just because they don't have awareness about various things. So once a student can bring awareness about various things, then automatically he can handle his life. So I think the biggest source or the biggest force that this universe has is the ability to question. Until and unless we don't give a question to our mind never thinks about it. So I slowly started realizing the value of questioning. And through questioning, I started realizing the value of the thinking ability what we carry within us. And once I started realizing the value of thinking, I discovered, the way I have to think in order to derive the right conclusions out of it. And once I started deriving right conclusions, I could really resolve most of the problems what I have in my life. See, with thinking, we become a problem solver. Most of the people are not able to solve the problems what they are coming across in day-to-day life just because they did not enhance their thinking. So they did not enhance their thinking greatly just because they did not put the right questions. So if we develop an ability to put the right questions, then we enhance our thinking to greatness. So once our thinking changes to greatness, automatically we will learn how to put ourselves in balance in every situation, how to lead our life happily in every situation. And that's where we need to concentrate in every phase of our life. So all I'm trying to do is only one thing. People struggle with their thinking. All the comfort what they experience in their life is because of their thinking. All the discomfort what they experience in their life is also because of their thinking. If they can change that discomfort into comfort, then they are an inspiration for everyone around. And I wish everyone to become that inspiration. See, the way we live will be an inspiration for the next generation to lead their lives. So if we are not able to lead our life with courage and confidence, wherein we show a path for the next generations to come, then we are just wasting our life, I suppose. So I want every one of you to bring awareness about various things in life. It all starts with a question, and you may not be having that maturity to answer that questions. At least we would guide you, and make you develop that awareness. See, one logic we need to understand is, every time we encounter a problem, we need to enhance or we need to empower our maturity. Because all the problems what we get in life are beyond our maturity. If this is our maturity, once there is a problem which is beyond our maturity, once there is an activity that is beyond our maturity, that becomes a problem. So what we need to do is, we don't need to worry for the problem that has come in our life, but we have to focus on enhancing the maturity. So once we enhance the maturity, improve the maturity, and the maturity becomes bigger than the problem, then automatically the problem does not exist. So what seemed to be a very big problem for us when we were a child did not appear as a problem as we grew in life. It's all because of one simple reason. We grew in our maturity, that's all. So maturity comes with awareness. So we need to come up with that awareness, and that awareness is being given by me, and it's happening through your questions. That's all, nothing else than this. Fine. Let me start my session first with the question of Manohar, who asked me a question: how to lead a happy and healthy life? Probably a decent and a very good question, okay, to start with even. So how to lead a happy and healthy life? So probably let me touch the happy part of it. So most of the people don't understand exactly what happiness is. Happiness is not having anything to worry about. When we don't have anything to worry about in life, then you are happy. But if there is something which is bothering you, that is making you to worry, then automatically you're not happy. You lose your happiness. So all your focus must be on only one thing, okay? So first, what you have to do is you have to identify everything that is creating a trouble in you, that is causing some worry in you, and you have to keep addressing that worry. You have to keep, what I can say, resolving that worry. So once you start encountering everything that is bothering you in life, by developing awareness, there is nothing for you to worry about. But what is happening these days is, nobody is trying to resolve the problems what they are getting. Suppose if something is bothering them, if something is worrying them, so let's presume, okay, he has seen a person and he became very emotional. He became angry. He started shouting. So he started getting irritated, frustrated. So immediately the attitude of the person is, it is because of that person I'm getting irritated. It is because of that person I'm becoming angry, I'm becoming worried. But the other person is not the cause of that. We need to understand this. How can we resolve this? So why we have got irritation, why we have got anger, why we have got frustrated? It is just because we started looking into the negative quality of the other person. So once we identify a negative quality of other person, a quality that we don't like is a negative quality. A quality that we like is a positive quality for us. So there is some quality within us which we don't like, and that quality is performed by the other fellow. So automatically that fellow is a villain or an enemy for me, and we started hating. So once we started developing hatred about someone, that fellow is comfortable, but we are worrying, we are becoming fumous. We are fuming with anger, we are worrying, we are getting irritated, we are frustrated. So slowly we need to understand that just because I started developing hatred towards him, by creating a negative thought within my mind, I am getting anger, irritation and frustration. So I am not supposed to create any kind of negative thought about anyone on this earth. If this lesson is learned by people, I think they'll never hate anyone on this earth. If they are not going to hate anyone, they are not going to worry for anything. Try to understand this. But people don't try to resolve this simple point because they don't question, they don't think. See one thing. So when I say this to someone, someone may raise a thought process that if that fellow is bad and if that fellow is doing something bad, okay, so how can we love him, not hating him? So I have a question for you, brother. So don't you do anything wrong? Are you perfect in everything? Are you a balanced, efficient, perfect human being? So when we make mistakes, there is a possibility for everyone to do mistakes. When we do something wrong, there is a possibility for everyone to do something wrong. And do we really love people hating us? Do we really love people looking into the negative qualities in us and communicating about that negative qualities? When we don't like people to look into the negative qualities in us and talk about that negative qualities, then how can we look into the negative qualities of others and talk about that? See, we imagine that someone has done a mistake And because of that, we judge him, we look into the negative qualities of him, and we hate him. So we think that the other fellow has created the problem, and because of that, okay, we are angry, we are irritated. But just understand, according to our perception, the mistake is done by the other person. When the other person has done a mistake, understand this carefully. When the other person has done the mistake, okay, so you are hating him, but who is taking the punishment? Is it the other person or you? So when you started hating, you are suffering. So your suffering means God is giving punishment for you. That means you need to change. It's not the other person. So when we realize that we should not look into any negative qualities of people, and we should not hate anyone, we only have the right to love people, that's all. In that case, what happens is we can resolve that problem. See, I got from a master once that we don't have a right to talk negative about anyone, and if at all, if we have to talk negative about someone, we have to talk to them, and that too in private. So I started thinking, okay, why we should not talk negative about others? So what happens? So by talking negative about others, we are creating a negative thought about the other person in mind, and negative thoughts automatically create negative feelings and negative emotions, because that is what we have put in. So when we plant a negative seed in the soil, that automatically sprouts to create a negative crop. There is no way, okay, wherein a positive crop will be cultivated. So what seed we put in soil, that is the crop that is going to come out. The same thing is with your mind too. When we put a negative thought in our mind, a thought of hatred, so it automatically comes up with negative feelings and emotions of anger, irritation, frustration, jealousy, greed, selfishness, all this. And that is going to create a lot of trouble in your life. I hope you understand this. So let us not talk anything negative about others. Let us not look into any negative quality in others. When we don't look into any negative quality in others, when we don't talk about any negative quality of others, then what happens is we don't have any negative thought within us. So we don't express any negative feeling and negative emotion. So we have resolved a problem. So like this, every time we get worried, okay. See, now and then I used to get irritated with my wife. Then I started realizing that I have some negative thoughts about my wife in my mind. So why did I create negative thoughts? I created negative thoughts because of my arrogance and ego, wherein I started thinking that I am greater than her. So she is the child of God and I am the child of God, and God created both of us, and how can I be greater than her? I can only be greater than what I was before, but I can never be greater than anyone else. So when I realized that she's also great in life, then automatically I never started looking into the negative qualities of her. But whatever the negative qualities, what I've looked into her before, that made me angry. That made me irritated. So slowly I identified that negative thoughts and started removing them. And then I started, okay, handling things. See, I was becoming too emotional when the other person was not behaving right, when they were not doing good. So then I slowly realized the lesson that, okay, in the realm of emotions, when it comes to emotion, everyone is a child. So we cannot understand exactly what the other person is feeling right now. See, I was in a marriage today, and one of my friend was talking about a simple disturbance what he has got with someone. So he had some issue with the other fellow. So he is consistently complaining about that to everyone around. Now what's happening is that fellow is not able to enjoy the marriage that he was involved in, but he is trying to worry about the issue what he has created just because he looked into some negative quality in others. So he missed his happiness in the entire marriage, right? Just because of him. So it's not because of him, but it's because of the negative thinking what he has developed within him. So every time you get worried, every time you get disturbed, every time you have some challenge to face, immediately, okay, look out for a solution for that and slowly resolve all the things that are worrying you. And all I can give you one simple solution is, all the problems what you are saying that you are encountering in your life are just in your thinking. That's all. All the problems are just in your thinking. There is no problem for you beyond your thinking. There are few people who are really having some problems, who are not getting food to eat, who are not having shelter, who are not having clothes to wear, who are not healthy, who are not having basic amenities like water, all these things. But we are blessed with all. So we have someone to take care of, we have someone to look into, we have someone to do all our chores. But the only problem what we have is in our thinking. We are making a mess out of our thinking, and that thinking is not positive. See, our mind is our slave. We give instruction to the mind, and the mind behaves accordingly. So we tell to the mind thus, if this happens, then okay, I'll be happy. So that is an instruction to the mind. If that is happening, automatically mind releases positive emotions. If that is not happening, mind expresses negative emotions. Got it? As simple as that. I hope you are understanding. So, to be happy, you have to encounter every problem that is creating worry within you. We cannot lead our life without solving the problems that we are having. Most of the people, what they do is, they don't resolve the problems what they have in life. They keep the problems like that and they want to be happy. How is it possible? So it's never possible. We have to handle every problem that we are encountering in our life, then automatically, okay, we will be happy. So understand, being happy is not having anything to worry about. So whatever is worrying you, that can be resolved. Because all we need to do is, we need to just shift our thinking, because all the problems what we are encountering in life are just in our thinking. We lack right way of thinking. We are not positive in our thinking. We are not thinking with maturity. We are not thinking the way we have to think, and that is creating all the problem. So we have to address it. So we have to build awareness about it. I told you, right? Problem is beyond our maturity. So we have to make our maturity beyond our problem. Once our maturity is beyond our problem, then there is no problem at all. So focus on that maturity. Identify everything that is creating worry within you. Make a note of it and look out for a solution. So solution is all about increasing your maturity. That's it. So once you start increasing your maturity, enhancing your maturity, so slowly what happens is, you will encounter all the things that are worrying you. At one point you will come to a stage wherein you will come to know why something is worrying you. What is the reason of that worry? What thought is making you to worry it? So then you will start working with that thought. Once you start working with that thought, you can resolve it. And when it comes to health, okay, it just depends on two simple things. So the first one is, we need to take good food, and that too in the quantity that we need. So when we are taking good food, and then we need to exercise every day. Most of the people want a good health, okay, but they never try to exercise. So even if they suffer for 2-3 months of health issues, but still they don't think of exercising. So this body is designed in such a manner that, so if it has to function 23 hours comfortably, it has to work for at least 1 hour every day. So if it is not working for at least 1 hour every day, it is not going to function comfortably for the rest 23 hours. So take care of good diet. So as Tata said, Jamshedji Tata said, okay, eat food like tablets, so that you don't need to eat tablets in future. So that is, when we take food in minimum quantities, then automatically we will not be, we will not be taking tablets at all in future. So take care of your diet. Don't try to satisfy this tongue. So if you are trying to satisfy this tongue, our mind has a desire. So whatever you give to the mind, okay, it wants more. It wants more. It wants in a bigger manner. So when we start satisfying the tongue, okay, the desire to eat different varieties and different items grows day by day. And once it starts growing, okay, we keep running for food, we keep eating food, we keep craving for it. and we are going to, okay, destroy our health. So take care of your diet. See that your diet includes some raw stuff, fruits, vegetables, leafy vegetables. So make it more vegetarian, reduce non-vegetarian diet, reduce oil consumption mostly because it has some excess fat in it. Do regular exercises. At least see that you'll exercise for 1 hour every day. So if you're not having chance to do exercise, take care of daily chores, okay? Involve in some kind of activity that is to be done at home. So why can't we take up the works of our mother and father? See, recently, I think, okay, I had an opportunity wherein we happened to put the idol of Lord Ganesha and we were celebrating it. So during that time, we had a lot of guests at home, okay? And there was a lot of work for all our family members to take care of. My wife is also involved in that from morning to night. So she was trying to do some garlanding work and all. So at that time I tried to clean all the vessels that were there, okay. There were plenty of vessels and I started cleaning all that vessels. In the process of cleaning all that vessels, I could realize that there is a lot of exercise that happens. Because it was there for almost one hour, okay. By the time I really completed it, there was a lot of stress what I experienced. Then I felt if I do this for one hour every day, so cleaning the vessels would really make me, okay, very comfortable in my health because that is going to give a very good exercise for me. So any kind of physical activity, if you can involve yourself into, then you will be healthy. So handle every worry that you are encountering in life, and all the worries are the outcomes of your wrong thinking. So there is no worry for you other than in your thinking. If you can change that, automatically worry is lost. And health comes from two aspects, okay. So you need to take care of your diet. Diet needs less amount of sodium and more amount of potassium. Potassium is never available in cooked food, okay. So you need to consume in a raw manner. We need 1 part of sodium and 7 to 8 parts of potassium. But some of the reverse is being done today. We are taking 8 parts of sodium and we are taking only 1 part of potassium. That's creating ill health, okay? Destruction in immunity of everyone. So when you eat raw stuff, that is going to really add your health to greatness. There are a lot of tips what I can give you, but right now, avoid junk food, eat right stuff, okay? And the next thing is take care of physical exercise. So develop a habit wherein you do it every day. Okay, that's going to be a wonderful thing. Thank you so much, Manohar, for your question. So good evening, Sai. I didn't see you in the classes recently, but I hope you're doing good, okay, with your life, busy with your things. So how to build forgiveness? So forgiveness is something what we need to exhibit in situations wherein we find the wrongs in others. So we identify the mistakes in others and we develop a kind of irritation on them, and we are not able to forgive them for the mistake what they have done. But just try to understand this. The wrong behavior of people, the wrong communication of people is just their immaturity. And if you are not able to handle the immaturity of the other person, then that becomes our immaturity. See, someone communicated in a negative manner. They communicated in a negative manner because they are immature people and they are having negative thoughts within them and they exhibit that negative thoughts. If you are not able to develop that maturity within you, then automatically, okay, you will be suffering. So just have these questions on yourself. Are we a perfect human being? Isn't there a chance wherein we communicate in a negative manner? Isn't there a chance wherein we behave in a negative manner? When we have the option of communicating and behaving in a negative manner, there is a chance of the other person communicating and behaving in a negative manner. See, we need to understand slowly. That's it. So let us say, I'll give you a few examples through which you can understand, I suppose. Probably most of the children who are youth, okay, most of the youth, once they come home, they try to put songs, okay, with a huge volume, and immediately they encounter their grandparents, parents, okay, shouting at them saying to tone down the volume, reduce the volume. And this fellow gets irritated saying that, don't I have the liberty to at least listen to songs with comfortable sound? See, what the child doesn't understand there is, that is the youth doesn't understand there is, once the old people grow in age, their nervous system becomes weaker, and automatically with huge sound, the nerves start creating pain within them. And they cannot bear that pain, and that is the reason why they ask you to reduce the volume. If the youth can understand this, automatically he tones down the volume and puts normal volume in order to listen to it. This maturity is to be brought in. If this maturity is not brought in, every day he puts up the sound, and every day these old people will be shouting, and there is a lot of conflict that is coming up within them. See, probably if there is an old person at home who is crossed 60, his memory will not be refreshed so fast. So that is the reason why he will tell you a task to do, and he knows that he forgets that he has told you that task, and again he comes and tells you the same task to you. And you get irritated. Someone asks you some question and you answer it, and after 10-15 minutes again he comes and asks the same question to you, because his memory does not get refreshed, okay? His thought process gets into another thought and he forgets that he has asked you. So why would he again come and ask you if he remembers that he has already asked you? So we need to understand that the problem is with their minds do not get refreshed fast. So they don't know what they have done in the past. So as they do not know what they have done in the past, okay, automatically what happens is they cannot communicate in a perfect manner. And if you are not in a position to understand this, what exactly happens is we keep getting irritated for then communicating the same thing again and again, asking the same thing again and again, telling the same thing again and again. So though we have answered it, okay, asking the same thing again, get irritated. I think there is a movie of Akshay Kumar, okay. In that movie, an old man comes into Akshay Kumar's house and asks him, okay, so where is your aunt? And since he is the uncle and the wife of her, so did, okay, my wife come to this house? Did my wife come to your house? Akshay Kumar just says that, okay, she passed away almost 15 years ago. But you have been coming here every day and asking the same question to me. So he says, oh yes, she passed away 15 years ago. Sorry. Okay, he just leaves. But comes again the next day and asks the same thing. It is just because their memory do not get refreshed. See, if the mother-in-law creates some kind of issues with the daughter-in-law, just because she loves her son so much and she feels that she is losing her son to her daughter-in-law. So because of that, she establishes some kind of negative communication and creates some kind of dominance, and because she is insecure, we need to understand that. But if we do not understand that, automatically there will be a conflict between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. It is because of the insecurity of losing her son to someone else, okay, is making her to establish all this kind of negativism. There's no other reason for that. So slowly parents start struggling, okay, at one age, thinking that are we losing our children to their friends? Because their children will spend most of their time with friends, okay. They enjoy a lot with friends, okay. But they are not spending time with the parents. They are not sitting with the parents and communicating with them. And that is the reason why they start worrying that they are losing their children to friends. But they need to understand that, okay, they feel more comfortable with friends, and that is the reason why they spend a lot of time with friends only. They cannot express what they want to express with parents, but they can freely express with their friends. And that is the reason why they are going for it. And if mother and father can understand that, okay, their son will be close with the daughter-in-law, they will become closer to the daughter-in-law and they together will be happy. What if they are happy, everything is good, right? So why, okay, the son has to be dominant towards us only, not towards the other side. So understanding is the only way wherein we can resolve the things. So slowly, once we gain awareness about everything, okay, then we understand that there is no problem in anyone's behavior. So the communication and behavior of others must never be taken negatively. So remember, in the realm of emotions, everyone is a child. So in emotions, everyone is a child. Their behavior is childish. So we need to understand that. So we should not expect people to be perfect human beings. It's never possible for people to be perfect human beings. When it is not possible for people to be perfect human beings, then you can forgive them in every phase. But you don't forgive them just because you think that they are matured, they are grown up, they know everything, they are aware of everything, but still they are behaving in a manner which is troubling you. No, it's not like that. They are not aware of it. See, probably I may not cry for certain issues, but there may be a situation which makes me really cry. Definitely, we need to understand this. So certain situations may not make me cry at all. I may be going through the toughest challenges in life, but that may not make me cry. But I do cry in certain situations when someone talks something good about my children. So like recently my daughter was celebrating her birthday. She's studying in Vizag right now. And on the day of their birthday, in the afternoon, she just spoke with a dull voice because she was away from the family on that day. And in the process, one of her roommates started communicating with me. So I started expressing something. In the process of communicating with her, just texting her, okay, there were tears rolling down in my eyes. So the pain what I experience when I come to know that my daughter is having some kind of struggle, some kind of worry, okay, will definitely make me cry. I might have experienced the toughest challenges. Probably when someone sees me, okay, crying for an issue, when my daughter is experiencing a simple thing, they say, why you are crying for this simple thing? Probably you face the toughest challenges and you never had a drop of water coming out of your eyes. But why we are? We will be. In the realm of emotions, everyone is a child. So, love people as they are. Don't expect anyone to be a professional. Don't expect anyone to be perfect. Don't expect anyone to be according to your choices. Let them be what they are and start loving people as they are. So when we don't expect people to be perfect, and when we understand that in the realm of emotions, everyone is a child. So we don't know what thought process is running in their mind and what is making them to behave like that. We must be ready to forgive everyone. Someone may be selfish and they communicate in a manner, okay, that may not be comfortable for you. Someone may be jealous and they may communicate in a manner which is not comfortable for you. Someone may be scared, someone may be afraid, someone may be having a negative thought. So a lot of negative emotions can bind them and make them communicate, okay, in a manner which is not feasible for you. But you need to understand that they are doing it with immaturity. They don't know what exactly is happening within them. So a matured person never behaves immaturely. And an immature fellow can never behave in a matured manner. So don't expect good from a wrong guy and don't expect a wrong thing from a good person because they can't do. So we need to learn to forgive. So all we have to do is accept the mistakes of others. Okay, we need to understand that there is no perfect human being on this earth and it is not possible for anyone to communicate and behave in a perfect manner always. So because in the realm of emotions, What exactly they are thinking and feeling, we don't know. So they can behave and they can communicate in any manner. In the process, we need to understand that. When we are ready to accept the mistakes of others, mistakes what we feel that they are mistakes, then you forgive. And we have to forgive others, because when we forgive, we will be peaceful. If you don't forgive others, you cannot be peaceful. If you don't forgive my wife and start struggling the whole night, okay, I'm going to suffer. If you don't forgive my son for not listening to what I'm saying, then I'm the one who is going to suffer. If you don't forgive my students for the mistake what they do, then I'm the one who is going to suffer. So we need to forgive because we need to be peaceful, that's it. And if you're not forgiving, okay, you cannot expect yourself to be peaceful. Understand this, okay? Thank you, Sai, for your question. Hope I gave some clarity on that. So start accepting the mistakes of people and you be peaceful. Okay, learn to forgive, because we are not perfect human beings. We too do mistakes. When we do mistakes, there is a chance for everyone to do mistakes. So when we don't want others to point out at us when we do mistakes, don't even point out at others, okay, when they do mistakes. Accept them, forgive them. Until unless you forgive others, you cannot be peaceful. Remember this. Thank you, Pyari. I'm really sorry. Like, we could not do question answer session for the past 3-4 weeks, I suppose. So we had some kind of challenges through which we couldn't. Last week we went on a trip, okay, like that. But anyway, we missed your question for pretty long. And I think you've got an opportunity to ask this week. We will try to do it, okay, regularly, every alternate week, okay, from now. So thank you so much for the question, Pyari. Hope you're doing great, okay. What is the meaning of question in the positive and negative questions? Are there or not? Question see, the greatest ability that God has given you is an ability to think. And all the invention, all the creation, all the solutions, all the things what human mind has created all these years is just because of thinking. So what triggers this thinking is a question. Question can be a positive one or a negative one, okay? So if the question is negative, then automatically we trigger negative thinking. If the question is positive, then we trigger positive thinking, that's it. See, if we start questioning that fellow bet me, so I can also beat him, right? When he did it, why can't I do this? Okay, then that automatically makes you to say that, yes, you can also do it. So we need to put the right question. That fellow is immature, so he behaved like that. Am I matured to behave in the same manner? Okay, this question is a positive question that makes me think that no, I shouldn't do it. So someone hurt some of my people. If I go and hurt some of his people, okay, what is the difference between he and me? His immaturity has made him to do like that. Somebody cheated me, and if I go out to cheat the other fellow, then it makes no sense, right? So definitely the way you put a question on yourself drives your thinking. You need to understand this. So you can start putting a question in such a manner that, see, everyone's communication, everyone's behavior is an outcome of their thinking. And their thinking is depending on the information what they have taken. So someone has passed the information, and that is making their mind to think, and that is making them to communicate and behave in that manner. So if that information is not reaching the person, so there is no thinking in that direction. So when we can put the right questions, automatically we can get the right thinking. So as question triggers our thinking, that plays a very important role. I'm asking some questions to someone. They are telling that those are waste questions. So now, whom and with whom, or how to build maturity. See, when you are asking some question to someone, you need to understand that you cannot ask a question to an immature mind. A fellow who is not having maturity about certain things, when he listens to that questions, that looks silly for them. But you need to ask the question to a mind which is matured enough. So if the mind is not matured enough, then automatically you cannot answer that questions. Many questions which meant senseless for me 20 years back or 15 years back make a lot of sense today. So why they make a lot of sense today means it's just because I've got some maturity by experiencing, encountering a lot of challenges in life. I started realizing many truths, and with these truths I've got some maturity, and with that maturity I can understand the value of the question what the other person asks. If I did not get that experience and if it did not drive that maturity within myself, probably I too might have felt the question to be senseless. So if you just go to an ordinary person and ask, so how can I build forgiveness? He'll say, what is forgiveness? So let us say, put in Telugu, kshaminchadam, okay? Why we should forgive others? When that fellow made a mistake, why should we forgive? That fellow can talk to you and drive you towards a negative direction. He doesn't understand the greatness of forgiveness. See, almost the entire essence of Christian preachers or Christian content is this, okay? Developing an ability to forgive. So because one quality of forgiveness will resolve every problem what the person is facing in life. But the challenge is people are not realizing this. And if we go out pyari, okay, how many people can we really find, okay, who develop the ability to forgive? They don't have that maturity. They don't even understand that, okay, by not forgiving, they are suffering. Their mind is thinking in a negative manner. Their mind is feeling negatively. And they are emoting themselves. They are suffering with negative emotions. But still, though they are suffering with negative emotions because of that, they don't even realize that, okay, it is because of the lack of ability to forgive they are suffering. That's their immaturity. We need to understand this. Okay? I hope you understood this. So when you go and touch an immature mind, okay, for an immature mind that looks senseless, it will be sensible only for a matured mind. So the greatest lesson what you need to understand is, to gain knowledge, all you need to develop is, you need to get connected with the right source. If you're not getting connected with the right source, then you can never get knowledge. So probably, I want a water supply in my house. So I need to connect my pipe to the water resource. If I go and connect that pipe in different places other than the pipe, okay, which is supplying water, I can never get water into my house. This is also the same thing. We need to get it connected with the right source. If you are not getting it connected with the right source, okay, then you are not going to get the knowledge what you are getting. So don't go and ask questions to an immature mind. So they may not understand the value of the question. Most of the people don't even know the value of a question. Most of the people even don't know that, okay, they are all suffering because of the thinking that is happening in their mind. And that thinking is coming out of the memory what they have taken by listening, reading and seeing, speaking. And that memory is influencing them. And how did that memory come into picture? Because of their negative perception. They started looking at something in a wrong manner, and by looking at something in a wrong manner, okay, they developed hatred, and that hatred became their memory, and that is driving thoughts, and that is making them think, and that is driving feelings, and that is making them emote, and they are suffering in that emotion, but they are not realizing that, okay, it is their creation. All the problems what the people are encountering in life are encountering because of them. They create the problems, they suffer, and they say that someone is reason for this. Okay, immaturity. So most of the people don't know the real facts of things, truths behind it. So you don't need to worry about it. Okay? So try to get connected with the right source. That's really important. So please explain my question. What if British has not come to India, did not come to India? What will happen? Please reply my question. Narasimha. So it is not just because of the Britishers coming into India, okay, we started facing some problems. See, ours was a rich nation, wherein we had a lot of wealth, prosperity and culture. At the same time, some unique content, like we had some spices, we had some rare diamonds, we had a lot of innovative things in our country. So before, we were having autocracy wherein a king was ruling, and king had the right to expand, okay, and king can go and fight with the other king and defeat him in the fight and take over his kingdom. And that was the rule at that time. And in the process, what happened is many kings came and conquered most of the India. And in the process of this, okay, even Britishers came to India. They just came to trade with India, do some trade with India. But seeing the wealth of the nation here, they believed that, okay, if they can take this wealth to their nation, it could have been wonderful. It could be wonderful. So they implemented their idea and they started ruling us. So at that time, we were not a democratic nation. When people were not electing the leader, so we were under kingship, and in kingship everything is autocratic. King makes that decision. So they ruled us, they became the kings, that's it. See, probably let us presume that, okay, you were under Rajput rule and the Marathas took over Rajputs and defeated Rajputs in a war, and Marathas started ruling over Rajputs. Now you will be under the control of Rajputs, and that is what exactly has happened. So Britishers came, they explored this nation, they looted everything that was there in this country, they took it to their nation, and they could make their country, okay, prosperous, so as the kings did. But later, once we started getting freedom, we wanted to be democratic, wherein we wanted people to elect their leader and go for it. So if Britishers did not come to India, probably India must have been wealthy. Okay, and we must have a lot of wealth, and we had a lot of universities at that time. When Britishers came to India, our literacy was 100% because even Ashoka constructed nearly 26 universities, some of the biggest universities, wherein people all over the world used to come to that universities and study. So India was a hub at that time, okay, for education and all the greatness. So once Britishers came to India, they started destroying all this because their literacy rate was only 2% when they came to India. And the process, okay, they made us slaves and they created a lot of damage for us because they have to rule, right? So a king will definitely kill all the powerful soldiers in the enemy, okay? A king will not think that the opposite soldier is very strong. If at all, if he is in my team, it is going to make an advantage for me. No, it's not like that, okay? So he kills all the opponents. So in order to take over the kingdom, the same thing has happened with Britishers. And what has happened is not to be worried about Narasimha, okay? What is yet to happen, that's important. What is that you are going to do now? What has happened is past. So past, whether it is a glory or a disaster, always forget it, because past is dead. There's nothing to worry about the past. So if there is something that is there in the present, make use of the present. That's it. Get the best out of your present. Do the best you can. Don't keep worrying that something has happened, okay, to the country. If Britishers did not come, this, that, and all. It makes no sense, I suppose. Okay. Thank you so much, Narasimha, for your question. You don't need to take it so seriously, I suppose. So without live in the present, focus on the present, do what best you can do right now in the present. Okay? So don't get into the past, don't get into the future. What you have is only the present. So keep doing what you can in the present and start exploring life to a greater extent. So thank you so much for your question. Good evening, Vinod, and thanks a lot for your question, man. Without having negative thoughts, can we survive in this world? Hey, with negative thoughts, we cannot survive, man. But without negative thoughts, only we can survive. See, I'll just tell you, negative thought is an outcome of negative memory. Okay, negative memory is like a weed, waste plant in a soil. So what is the advantage you are going to get by a waste plant? There may be a lot of waste plants growing in the field, okay, but what is the advantage that you are going to get out of that waste plants? In the same manner, negative thought is going to make you feel, think and emote negatively, so which is going to make you become angry, irritate, worry, frustrate, disturb yourself, get disappointed, okay, struggle. A lot of negative emotions are going to be experienced out of it. So when negative thoughts are going to trouble you with negative feelings and negative emotions, why should you ever create a negative thought in your mind? So punishment is for you only, right? With a negative thought, your mind is emoting in a negative manner with anger, irritation and all, and you're suffering. But if you're in balance, you can do something good. But if you are in a disturbed state, what is that you can do? See, ultimately what you do today is going to create your future. What you are going to become tomorrow is the outcome of the work what you are doing today. So you're doing now matters. So in order to do something good, okay, you must be in balance. So if you have a negative thought, your mind is thinking in a negative manner and automatically it's attracting all the negative memory and it is converting into negative feelings and negative emotions, and negative feelings and negative emotions make you disturbed, and that will make you more and more negative into the situations. When you are not in balance, okay, what is the good you are going to do in the present? All the people who are wasting their time, they are wasting their time because of the negative thought that ran in their mind, which made them not to focus on what they really have to do. See, simple. If everyone is doing what they ought to do, then what is the problem in this world? All the problems what men are encountering are just because everyone is not doing what they ought to do. And why they are not doing what they ought to do? Because of the negative thinking what is running within them. Got it, I suppose. Okay. Thank you so much, ma. Raidu, good evening. Thanks for your question, man. Focus, clarity. ఈ రెండింటిని మనలో ఎలా అభివృద్ధి చేసుకోవాలి? సో ఫోకస్ అంటే ఏంటి? మేకింగ్ యువర్ మైండ్ టు థింక్ అబౌట్ వాట్ యూ వాంట్. మీకు ఏం కావాలో దాని గురించి మాత్రమే మీ మైండ్ ఎప్పుడైతే ఆలోచిస్తుందో అప్పుడు మీరు ఫోకస్ డెవలప్ చేసుకున్నట్లు. సో మీ మైండ్ మీకు ఏం కావాలో దాని గురించి మాత్రమే ఆలోచించాలి అంటే మీరు చూసే ప్రతి దాంట్లో, వినే ప్రతి దాంట్లో, మాట్లాడే ప్రతి దాంట్లో మీకు ఏం కావాలో అదే కనిపించాలి. సో మీరు చూసే ప్రతి దాంట్లో, మాట్లాడే ప్రతి దాంట్లో, వినే ప్రతి దాంట్లో, చదివే ప్రతి దాంట్లో మీకేం కావాలో అదే కనిపిస్తున్నప్పుడు your mind starts thinking about the same thing. But when you are getting attracted for a lot of things which are no way related with what you want, okay, then you can never develop focus in your life. So simple thing is to start with. మీకు ఏం కావాలో that must be written on a paper, create a lot of stickers and put it around you. So create DP out of that what you want, make that your profile picture on mobile, write it wherever it is possible. So every time you look at it, okay, automatically you remember your goal. When you remember your goal, you start thinking towards it. See, once I get into my platform, create a platform. See, once I get into this institute, I always think of doing something good for the students. I remember that I'm a trainer and my mind starts thinking that I'm a trainer and I need to train a lot of people. But if I'm in a different platform, probably if I go to Palakonda and if I'm away from this classroom, I'm not in a platform wherein I can think about the classwork there. So create a platform wherein your mind will focus on what you want. See, if you want to become a very good student, wherein you want to prepare yourself, study yourself wonderfully, then you have to create an atmosphere of education around you. You have to create a room, okay, which will really make you to study. So which will make you remember the study what you have to do. So once you create that, you will get it. And clarity is an outcome of questioning and thinking, okay. So better questions make you think better. And once you think greatly, you will draw right conclusions. Drawing right conclusion is clarity. And in order to draw right conclusions, you need to think better. In order to think better, you need to question better. So create good questions. Start thinking. See, I think I told you this statement so many times. I would like to tell the same thing again. So Thomas Alva Edison, if he had 1 hour time to solve a problem, he'll take 55 minutes of that time to create a question. And in the last 5 minutes, he's going to, okay, think about the solution and come up with a beautiful solution. So question plays a very major role. So develop your question, then your thinking changes. When your thinking changes, you draw right conclusions. Drawing right conclusion is gaining clarity about anything. Okay? And then Laksham Korika Rendu Okatena. No. Target is what you want to achieve in life. Desire is what you wish to see in your life. See, what you want to achieve is your target. Okay. So everyone will have a target to achieve in life. Let it be anything, whatever it is, okay. So you need to work on that process and start achieving it. So once you achieve it, okay, that becomes your success. But desire is like people will be desiring of a lot of things, like I need to have a lot of money, I want to have a lot of cars, I want to have a lot of people around me, I need to have a prosperous life, I must be happy, I must be celebrating every second of my life, everyone must respect me, everyone must love me, everyone must treat me wonderfully, I must have so much of gold with me, I must have a lot of diamonds, okay, I must have acres and acres of land, I must have the biggest bungalows in my life. These are all desires. Okay. But desire can be converted into a goal by start to working on it. Most of the people just desire, but they don't convert them into goals and start working on it. So getting a desire is not a big deal, okay. But once you get a desire, you have to convert it into your goal and start making it your target and start working on it. When desire is not converted into a goal and you're not working on achieving that goal, okay, then desire is senseless in your life. Hope you understood this. Thank you, Raidu. Madhu, good evening. Thank you so much for your question, man. How to develop positive attitude. Thank you so much, sir. May God bless you. God will bless everyone, man. And God should bless everyone. And it is the God who is doing all this work, okay? So you don't need to thank me, but you have to thank God for all the work what He is doing, okay? So Madhu, thank you. How to develop positive attitude. So first understand what is positive attitude. Positive attitude is, let me put one statement, okay? అన్నీ సవ్యంగా జరుగుతున్నప్పుడు మనం ఎలా ఆలోచించాలో అలానే ఆలోచిస్తాం. కానీ ఒక్కటి కూడా మనం అనుకున్నట్టు జరగకపోయినా అన్నీ ఆపోజిట్గా జరుగుతూ ఉన్నా ఓకే మనం ఎలా ఆలోచించాలో అలాగే ఆలోచించగలిగితే దాన్ని పాజిటివ్ యాటిట్యూడ్ అంటారు. So when everything is going good, okay, everyone thinks rightly. But once the things are not going good, okay, once even one thing is not going in our way, even one thing is not happening the way we want it to happen, in that situation also, if we start thinking in a manner that we have to think, okay, then that is positive attitude. When everyone is respecting us, when everyone is loving her, when everyone is giving respect for us, everyone will be comfortable with them. But we need to think greatly when the other person's behavior is not good, when the other person's communication is not good, when the other person's behavior or communication is not good. In that situation also, if you start thinking in a wonderful manner, then that is positive attitude. So it's not the way you think greatly when everything is going good. It's not the way you think greatly, okay, when you are in peace, when you are in calmness. So everyone thinks wonderfully and every situation is going according to their circumstances. But the biggest challenge is, okay, people are not thinking in a manner they have to think in in situations of difficulty, in tough times. And if you can think positively, that is, in disturbing situations, in situations where the other person's communication is not good, other person's behavior is not good, if you can think in a positive manner, which is not going to create any kind of trouble for you, but put you in balance, okay, then that is positive thinking. Okay, that's what we need to understand. Now you can apply this in any situation, whatever it is. See, you had a lot of love towards someone and you had a breakup in relation. So in that time, your mind does not think in a positive manner. It thinks in a negative manner. When your relation was good and when you were exchanging ideas, okay, your mind was thinking positively. But during that breakup, if you can start thinking that, okay, so probably my friend is giving a breakup with me because he has got a better friend in life and he is going to lead a better life. He is going to lead his life better with more happiness with them. So when they are going to lead their life happily with them, so why should I worry for that? Why should I suffer for that? I don't need to suffer. I don't need to worry for that. So if we can feel more happy, so if a mother can feel happy that after his son getting married, he is very much happy with his wife. And that is what I exactly want. If his mother thinks like that, okay, then she's not going to have any kind of issue with the daughter-in-law. She's not having a prepared mind wherein she realizes that, okay, his son will be lost to his daughter-in-law. She has to realize this. See, I have to realize that my children will be lost with their friends. They forget that they must be good children to their parents because they feel good with friends and they'll be lost with their friends. And I need to accept that, okay, they will be lost to their friends. And I need to accept that they'll be lost to their relations. And they'll not be giving their time to me. But all I want is, I want them to be happy. So, even in the toughest times, okay, if you learn to think in a manner wherein you will be in balance, when you will be in peace, then you keep doing what you have to do. When you keep doing what you have to do, you keep changing. When you keep changing, you keep growing. When you keep growing, okay, you keep adding value for your life. But on the contrary, on the reverse, okay, if the situation goes in a reverse manner, it's not going to work comfortably for you. So that is most of the people, every time they come up with a difficulty, every time something is going on, every time someone communicates in a negative manner, every time someone behaves in a negative manner, they think negatively and they keep suffering with that negative thinking always. And by suffering, worrying, emoting, okay, becoming emotional, arrogant, disturbing themselves, okay, shouting, irritating, worrying, all these things is not going to make them do what they really have to do. And by not doing what they have to do, they are not going to create their future. By not creating their future, okay, their life will be the same what it is today. No change, no growth, no celebration. So we need to learn that positive thinking in tough times, in times wherein things are not going the way it has to go, or the way the things are happening, okay, as they are happening the way we don't want it to happen. Okay, and that's positive thinking. So I hope you understood this and thank you so much for your question, man. Okay. Anything else? So thank you guys. Thank you so much for the opportunity what we have got. And we are sorry that we couldn't do for the last 2-3 weeks, okay, question answer session. We'll try our best to take it forward. And thanks for your beautiful questions. Thanks for all your encouragement, okay. Enhance your awareness. Dominate your problems with maturity. So when your maturity multiplies automatically, you become dominant, and that is going to solve the issue. Okay. Thank you so much, man.